Hello again. Today I'm going to start doing a little tune-up on my forge. Before I get into the weeds with doing a lot of metal work in here, it was brought to my attention that I should put some refractory cement in there because that wool is pretty nasty. Shout out to Iron Root Works and Artistically for letting me know that I shouldn't be just running it raw like this. So I looked up the method for that, and you want to start with a rigidizer. So I got this stuff from Mr. Volcano, and I put it in a little spray bottle. That's how I'm going to do this. And that's the step number one. You get that wet, let that set for about 24 hours, and then you start applying the refractory cement, which I have here, furnace cement. It's kind of a long process. It takes several days before it's usable again. So I just want to get started now because I know it's going to be a lot of cure time and I want to get back to work. So time to spray it up. Okay, just make sure this is coming out of here good.
I know this isn't the most ideal sounding voiceover, but I'd rather not breathe in any kind of toxic fumes when spraying out of this thing. Who knows what that would do to my lungs. This is supposed to make it hard and not flaky. It's also going to give a nice base for the cement to sit on instead of kind of collapse under that pressure and weight. You're gonna get all up in there. Make it like this. Very good. Through and through. It's not soaking wet, but I'd say that's pretty good coverage.
So that's done. I'm going to let that set for 24 hours, and then we'll start on the first layer of refractory cement and let that cure for a few days, I think, and then apply another layer, let that cure all the way. We'll be back in action.
All right, it's set. It has had more than a few days to dry, but it's solid now. That's not going to get disturbed too much when we apply the refractory cement. Let's go mix that up. It's like churning butter. I'll do it for the video. Oh yeah. I don't know where that started. I do remember seeing that on Rescuers Down Under when the little rat doctor puts on his gloves. I wonder who did it first. Let's go. So I'm just gonna take a little fingerful, scoop that out. Oh yeah, real nice. And I'm just gonna try to evenly layer this in here. Not a super thick coat, not real thin either, but even over every surface. Oh, I probably should have just done the bottom before I did the top. My sleeve's gonna get dirty. Cover up all these fibers. You don't wanna breathe this stuff. No, thank you. You are sealed into your fiery grave. I'm just gonna get down in here from this side. Okay. Ooh. Alright. I already know. Let me just roll this thing up. I feel like I'm playing one of those old games, that board game that you're like a doctor. You gotta remove bones or something. And if you touch the nerves, the guy freaks out. I'm trying not to touch the nerves. Just a nice, thin, even coat. And I'll try to keep it as smooth as I can, even though I'm using my fingers to apply it. I guess some people can use brushes and stuff, but I think it doesn't really matter too much since it's going to sit on a fire block, most of the metal anyway. I think I'm supposed to be doing 2 coats of this stuff. Oh yeah, the walls, it's going to be hard. If I was smart, I would have done the inside before the outside, but you know, not too smart, I guess. That's okay, we'll manage. Do some of the ceiling, yeah. My arm is going to be covered in this stuff. That's okay. I don't want to see any of the fiber. Cover it all. It's looking pretty good over here. Yeah. All right, let's come back around. These screw holes are in here deep. Gotta make sure I get those. Okay, how are we looking? All good over here. And all that. Use the back of my hand to smooth the top out. I think that works pretty good. And then the bottom of my hand to smooth the bottom. I don't want any sharp little edges curing. I think that does it pretty much. Get all these little exteriors. Not trying to win a beauty contest. That looks like 100% coverage to me. What do you think? How'd we do? Not too bad. Make sure the hole is clear. We're gonna let this dry for a couple days. And then we'll do a second layer.
3 days later.
All right, it's been a few days. I think 3. But it's all dry, cured, and I was inspecting it just a minute ago. I did miss a few spots on the ceiling where the screws are. I'm gonna have to fill those, but I don't see any cracking. Looks pretty good. We're gonna do that second layer, the final layer, let that cure, and then we'll be done. And you know how we do it. How to tackle this. Probably go into the center and then work my way out. I think would be the smart way. Let's try it. Start with the bottom, all the way front to back, and well, let's see. Just flip it around. Get the other side. Okay, that feels pretty good. Now, see if I can get up on the sides. There's a couple sharp kind of like burrs from how it dried in a dripped state poking through my glove. Okay, I'm sure this is very entertaining. Like watching paint dry. A couple little spots on the outside here I missed as well, and although probably doesn't matter, I'm just gonna cover those up. Anyway, even on the bottom, little lip. I just can't wait for this to be done so I can get back to it. It's been a bit of a process, but it definitely matters. And taking shortcuts is usually where people get in trouble. I don't want to do that. Okay, let's go from the other end. Excuse my reach. All right. I think as far as coverage goes, I'm there. Now I just need to kind of smooth it out. I don't want any concrete thorns. All right. Is that everything? I'd say so. That'll do. Time to dry for another few days.
Much later.
The forge is done. Dried, ready, relocated. I did a little update on the layout for where I put everything, and I think it's a much better flow, like my work chair. And yeah, I'm gonna get a lot more done quicker here this way. I moved everything forge related up against the door so I can open it and work with the door open. I can have the forge burning out that way, and any kind of hot metal and everything can kind of make a mess over here, and I can just sweep it out. So I do have a little leak in this, and that's unfortunate. I didn't think this thing would have any holes in the bottom, but it's leaking through slowly. But I do have to figure out how to fix that. I got my grinding bench over here. I can make a big mess and then just blow it out the door. And my workbench is over here. So we are complete. It's time to get back into the forge and make some more knives.